Mental presence.
All right, it is Wednesday. It is noon, or just a little bit after. It is time for the live radio show here on WWSU. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in my co-pilot seat today, my guest co-host, Ranson Karr.
Thanks for having me, Don. Good to be back.
Always have to good you on the show.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, that's true. You do.
It's been my kind of week.
Yes.
It's have to good anybody at this point.
Yeah, we're kind of comparing our weeks, and you might have won.
I don't feel like a winner.
Actually, no, you shouldn't. Actually,
there's something about waiting around in your club, watching guys tear the crap out of your bar for almost 8 hours straight, that really just ruined. And realizing that you're paying a large sum of money to have them do it.
That's right.
I'm glad no alcohol was destroyed, because that would have. Because I didn't tell you about Friday either. Friday, I'm sitting down to lunch with my wife, and because Friday's our lunch date day, because she works first shift, I work second shift. We never see each other through the week, so Friday, since I'm off in the morning, I will meet her downtown and we'll have lunch. So we're sitting down to lunch Friday about noon, and my phone rings, and it's one of the girls from the club. Can you come in? There's a problem with the cooler. Okay, let me have lunch, and I'll be there. I'll be there as soon as I can. So I went ahead and had lunch, and I went in, and our cooler behind the bar, the thermostat stuck, and because the coil was so dirty on the condenser, it froze up, and we had just bottles of beer exploding all over inside of our cooler, freezing. We probably we threw out, I don't even know how much merchandise and revenue that day. So it's been.
Is it still in the dumpster? I'm asking for a friend.
It still is. It's a nice. Well, I'm sure it's melted by now. It's probably a little flat, and there's a lot of glass in it. But
okay,
help
glass thing's
yourself.
kind of a turn off. Flat beer doesn't bother me. I did a lot of drinking in my 20s.
Yeah, get
a
strainer,
That's
get
right.
all that glass out of there, and you're good. The only problem is it's in the dumpster where we throw everything.
Yeah, and that's not.
And we had shows over the weekends.
Yeah, I don't want to. That dumpster's rough.
Yeah, that it is. But I managed to get like, it's a struggle to get on stage at the club I'm part owner of. I managed to get back on stage. Somehow I talked to a guy who talked to somebody who got me up on stage Sunday night for the first time in 6 months.
That's good.
Yeah.
How'd it go? Did you get laughs?
I did. I dusted off some old material, which did pretty well. And I tried, about half of my set was either brand new stuff or really reworked stuff. And some of it didn't hit as hard as I wanted. Some of it was okay. The newer stuff did okay. It's did well enough for me to continue to work with.
Right.
Rather than just, nope, that's no good. So it was all in all, it was a decent set, I think.
That's good.
Much to Ed John's disappointment, because he was really hoping I was going to, because that's the first thing he said to me when I came off stage. He says, I was really hoping you were going to bomb. I said, I know you were, Ed.
That's hilarious. Ed never says stuff like that to me.
No,
he's so nice.
Yeah, that's true. Ed he's a sweetheart. He's a real sweetheart.
Yeah, it sounds like it to you.
Yeah.
I expected the complete opposite. You own the club, you'd be like, great set, Don. Great set.
No, that's
pat you on the butt, send you on the way.
Totally. Like he's the employee.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a good night, and that's been the best part of my week so far. So, but I'm back up tomorrow night again for the Life Radio Show Presents. That's a show at 8:00 tomorrow. We're going to be bringing Adrian Cosby down to headline for us. No relation to Bill. No, Adrian's local. We all know him. He's a really funny guy. Also have a couple people, Greg Trout and Adam Nutter from the Nerds with Words podcast are coming in from Philadelphia. They're going to co-feature.
Oh, cool.
And Travis Charles is going to do a setup there, because we went with kind of a comedians who have podcast theme.
Nice.
Which the interesting thing now is that's pretty much any comedian.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we don't talk enough.
Well, you don't have a podcast, Keith, but you do have a TV show, hashtag Comedy Ain't
Right,
Easy.
I do. Comedy Ain't Easy, hashtag. Look it up. Watch us.
Yes, on DATV. So that's your podcast. You just went fancy and got cameras involved. Because you think that everybody has to look at you as well as listen.
Well,
to you,
when you got a face like this,
that's true. That's true. So yeah, just about. And I was realizing that Sunday because during the comics hang, every now and then I'll have a comic ask if they can come in and record a podcast in the green room. And I don't have a problem with that, but it's been called for a couple of Sundays because Adrian Miller is wanting to do a repeated one in there. So I said, okay, that's fine. Nobody else has asked for it, so go ahead. And this past Sunday, during the comics hang, we had Adrian recording in the green room. We had Joe Young recording up behind the curtain up at the top in the showroom, and Mike Shea was recording an interview over on the other side of the stage. So there were three podcasts
and then
simultaneously
people doing stand up also.
No, this was just during the hang.
I
the
gotcha.
comics hang. So yeah, it's podcast central there at Wiley's anymore, which is cool. I just hope we all get tagged and get some credit.
Yeah,
in their podcasts.
Yeah, gives everybody a spot to do it. So.
Right. Yeah. And I have no problem with that. Like this Sunday, we're going to have there's no Sunday comics this Sunday, but we're still going to have a comics hang. A lot of it is because there are people that want to record there.
Right.
And actually, I think this Sunday, Mike Shea's coming in to do some filming with me for he's working on a short film that he's going to submit to a short film festival at his alma mater, which I can't remember what university that is, but he's going to be filming this Sunday. So all kinds of things happening there.
Nice.
I know, well, Rance, I know you've done some filming there for.
We've attempted to do some filming there.
You've attempted?
Yeah, we've tried.
Is it just the wrong times or?
No, I mean it's going good. If you talking about the movie or just in general, like talking about filming at Wiley's
in general, just your movie because you were working on.
Here's the worst part. Every
snake
time
drain preppers.
Snake drain preppers. Every time I come here, I'm like, it's so close to being done, Don. It's so close. But let me tell you something. It's closer to being done. Like it's
closer than close.
I'm literally
as long as it gets closer because I've known movies that have taken 3 years to finish.
Yeah, no, this will be done. This should be done with like the filming side of it should be done in like a month. And then, like, it's just a matter of catching up. It's going to take one day, but it's just a matter of getting with everybody to do it. Right. So,
and then there's going to be a little bit more editing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been editing as I go because I've had free time in between.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so it won't take that long. I'm hoping to get it out, and then I asked Brian Swinehart when I talked to him last because he's had some success with some of the festivals and stuff like that. I asked him if he'd look at it and see what he thought would be like the right place to send it, being that he's a little more experienced than I am, because I've never submitted to a festival. So
yeah, I was going to ask what your plans were with it after the.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try the festival first, and if it just falls and doesn't do anything, then I'll put it somewhere else. But
there are a lot of festivals. I mean, there are a lot of festivals out there. They usually got a fairly decent chance of getting in one somewhere.
Right.
So.
Let's hope.
So yeah, let's hope.
You're in
I'd
there.
like to see it. Yeah, I'm in there, and that's got to be a boost.
So is Tracy Morgan over here.
Yeah. Yep. I actually haven't introduced him yet. I've introduced you, Ranson. Keith Irvin.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Keith Irvin from
Hash. Over, but geez.
Yep. So just forget it now.
Right.
Keith Irvin. That's Irvin.
Yeah, not the country singer.
Yeah, Keith Irvin is in the studio from #Comedy Ain't Easy.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. We've been talking to you already. Still
going
good.
Yeah. You were talking about you had guys in there jackhammering your floor. I had a guy yesterday with jackhammering my face.
Yeah.
That explains it.
I had a teeth pulled.
Sounds a little
I had
groggy.
a teeth pulled, people. Calm down. My dentist was all over me yanking out this tooth that did not want to come out, and he was brutal.
Those are always fun.
Yeah. You know it's bad when he asked his physician assistant to get him a chair.
Yeah, give me a chair. It's even worse if he asked him. It's even worse if he asked him to get him a beer.
Yeah, right. And he was wiping off his face like he was in real surgery. It was.
Oh wow! So was it a wisdom tooth or?
I don't know what it was. It must have been a female
just a rotten.
tooth.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like though when like I've been to the dentist and they literally have their assistant that like wipes their head down? Don't you feel like that's like just showing their abuse of power? Like, listen, what I need you to do, she's going to hand me the tools. You wipe my forehead off when I sweat. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Sweat lady.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll do that job. What do they pay?
Yeah.
Like, let me wipe your sweat off.
Yeah, he was sweating. He was,
Yeah, well, now that you mention it, Rance, I am getting a little.
right.
I don't think you pay enough.
Listening over here.
I don't think you pay enough, Don.
Makeup.
Don said, "Who's the name about paying?
Yeah, exactly.
Get over here."
But yeah, so that was my.
Why do you think you're co-host?
That's right. I didn't read other duties on the co-host part here.
Right.
What were you saying?
Well, I said, but that was my yesterday. So
Yeah, well, it's. I would have traded you actually because I think it was a lot. Well, the bill. I'll trade you the bill. So is it comparable? Are we? It must have been a bad one then.
oh yeah,
I did know
two, actually.
when you came in to work last night because Keith and I work in the same place,
right.
and when you came in, he's my evening relief. When he came in to relieve me
They're
last
always
night,
happy to see me for something.
Oh, absolutely.
Relief.
Yeah,
Right.
He came in. He did have the big ice pack taped to the side of his head.
Like, I'm gonna get these 8 hours. I gotta pay.
Yeah.
My mortgage is due.
Exactly.
I need these hours, man.
Yep, the dentist needs his money, or he's going to come for the rest of
That
my teeth.
says a lot about your work ethic, though, because I myself would have been like, "That's 3 days off right there."
No, not when you're by yourself. I don't have another income. This is it.
Yeah.
So I go in there with one leg, ready to work.
Yep, I can do this. Get up, Keith. I'll crawl in there and fix it. I don't care.
Right.
Well, it's good you made it to the radio show. So.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
How are the pain meds though? Are you on anything?
Oh yeah,
awesome.
baby.
Are you? We'll talk off the air.
Oh yeah. We'll work for food.
Well, what can you tell us about #comedy ain't easy?
Well, we just a little slow on 2018 for some reason. This year, I'm a little slow getting started in my old age.
It's been a
cold,
slow year.
Cold winter.
So you're saying the D Strong Productions
D
isn't as
Strong.
strong as it once was?
Strong is always strong.
Yeah.
Now I got it, and I will explain the D Strong because I think everybody thinks it's the wrong D Strong
so
they're
that's
thinking
the wrong
about. So I will
direction.
explain
Okay.
that. But first, yeah, we finally got the first shoot in. We out at the Funny Bone. We had Adrian Cosby, Doug Morgan, Jonathan Craig, and Jay Snyder shoot, which I just put out. Matter of fact, it just aired last night, which I'm pretty proud of my editing skills because I kind of did a little retro.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked good with
Black
the
and white with their stand up, and then when we interviewed, and I just kind of pieced it all together, and I thought I did a great job.
Yeah, well, you showed it to me.
So, yeah.
It was
And then
good.
I've got Nate Washington. I'm about to start on. We were at Wiley's when they were there headlining for, I forget.
No, yeah, I was on the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like the showcase that we did.
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So his won't be as I can get his done probably by next week to put it out. And then I'm looking to get Kenny Carpenter and Lori Graves, I think, reached out to me. So it's coming around. It's just, that the body's starting to warm up with the weather. Not today.
But I haven't seen Kenny Carpenter on stage in a while. Is he
Yeah,
still? He's still out and about. I saw him at the convenience store by my house yesterday, but I haven't seen him on stage in a while.
Was he holding any signs
Hopefully
out
shopping.
front? As
No,
long as not.
he was shopping.
he's all right.
Okay, he wasn't working.
shoplifting or
Okay.
anything.
I was going to say working, but
Oh, okay.
whatever, white guy.
Too. I'm sorry. That was wrong of me, wasn't it?
But yeah, he's been doing some I don't know, like showcases. He
Okay.
hasn't really.
So he just hasn't been hanging with us open micers.
Right, yeah. But he's still out there. I still think he's hilarious, man.
Oh, absolutely. Kenny's awesome. He's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah.
He's always fun in here,
So,
and always fun on stage too.
So yeah, I'm just trying to line up some comics to come in, and then next month I'm gonna try like a little special 30-minute where I'm gonna get comics to come in that have other talents like singing, if you play guitar, whatever you do.
There are a lot of comics that play guitar, and I'm not sure if it's a talent.
Well, I mean, you've got to be good. I mean, I'm not
okay.
just not going to put anybody on there just because they can.
You have to know
Play the flute.
more than 2 cards,
Right, yeah.
chords. See, I
No
don't even
hot
know
cross
it's a chord.
buns on my show.
Except for yours.
Right. Except for mine, baby. But yeah, so it's just something I want to try. I got Leslie Battles coming in from Columbus. She sings. And Belinda coming in from Chillicothe. She's a really good singer.
I don't
And
think
then,
I've
of course,
met her.
me and Brock. So we're going to.
And what are you and Brock's other talents? Oh, you're hosting a show.
We're all going to sing.
Oh, you're going to sing too.
Yeah. I would ham bone, but that's.
Brock,
That's the talent I'm saving.
Brock swears he can sing.
Well, we're going to see because we're putting them on.
I'm going to tell you right now, me and Brock used to do a podcast together, and he had like video on his phone, which let me say, it doesn't give you complete justice of, it's not going to sound good. You know what I mean? The audio, but
Right.
it was terrible. It was, he was singing Rooster by Alice in Chains. And he swore, he was like, it's so good. You guys got to hear it. I really think I hit the notes. And me and the other guy hosting lost it. He started playing it. He goes, what? Is it not good? We're like, that is the worst thing. Like, my dogs would be barking right now. You are a terrible singer. And he just looked at me like I was the meanest person. I'm like, I don't know what you thought. I can't wait. Dude,
I'm telling you, that's going to happen. So
if you need like live audience, I want to be there.
Yeah, we want audience to come down, matter of fact.
Yeah, I'm all in this.
It's on a Monday the 16th from 6 to.
Where are you recording it at?
At DATV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we got the studio, and I would like to at least get maybe 20 people in there.
And this is going to be in the morning or in the evening?
It's in the evening, yeah,
Okay.
6 p.
Because, hey, if you want to work for me that day, I'll come in and be an audience.
Okay, yeah. We'll do that.
Awesome.
You guys,
But,
glad I
yeah,
get to
so
be.
you
we
guys are
got-
screwed if you call off to do comedy because the other one's like, wait a minute.
Wait,
Like,
yeah, we'll both be.
Yeah.
yeah, there's no doing that.
Yeah.
You hose the other one. It's like, oh, yeah, you like your job, didn't you? You're gone.
I've worked there for 24 years
Yeah, I think he'd have the
At
upper
the-
hand. So.
at the hospital, and I've got a coworker that I work with on third shift. And I think he's been there 22, and out of that, all them years, I think we've gotten to go out and hang out one time.
Wow.
Yeah, because we're on the same shift, so we cover each other.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? So it's really hard for us to, and then I've known him since his kids were like 2. Now they're grown adults, and it's, you
Right.
just want to hang with people you've known for that long, you think, but
Just it's hard to do.
it's hard to do, yeah.
How long you been there, Don?
I've been there actually 5 years. It's just a couple years. I was just a resource employee while I was working at Wright State full time, but
Gotcha.
I stayed on. So technically I've been there 5 years now.
About time to retire then, isn't it?
No, it's all right. It's
Good
all
job.
right.
You like it? You guys do like
Well,
maintenance,
I'm
right?
I'm trying to get something back on day shift because second shift, as far as trying to juggle a comedy club and comedy in general, second shift is brutal.
Life.
Yeah, we're
Very
and life.
much.
We're getting we had a phone call coming in. Yeah, we're getting a phone call coming in. Do we
Oh,
want to take a
oh.
phone call?
So,
Let's see what we got. This is the Life. You're on the air.
Hey, is this the Life?
This is the Life radio
Oh,
show.
man, I know
Yes.
who that is.
I heard Ranson Karr was bidding on auction for Stephen Hawking's wheelchair.
That's
It's a true
who
story.
isn't? Who isn't?
And he is not going to beat me. He is not going to beat me.
What's
I
the,
got $75 laid aside.
$75. I don't think
You better
that
go
was-
back to work, son.
Yeah,
I got $75 laid aside.
75
And right
won't
now
even
he
get
on
that wheel.
67.
yeah,
You're not going to win it with $75, buddy.
Ranson Karr, let me talk to you. I got a bone to pick with you anyway. You and Don Smith and your whole organization.
Okay.
Oh, we're an organization now.
Yeah.
We've been
That's
man.
my
I think they
wheelchair.
call it a clan, don't they?
That's my wheelchair. My drinking straw.
You
And
get the
my-
drinking straw too?
I want it all. I'm a fan. I love his books. I love his Twitter page. That's mine.
You know that's not really a drinking straw. That's how he moves the chair.
I want my drinking straw. Look, I don't care. I want the drinking straw, the multi-directional drinking straw.
Needs to be a crazy straw.
I want the iPad X. It's mine.
iPad
It's
Touch.
mine. The iPad X is all mine. For $75.
For $75.
Stop.
Man, that's you drive a hard bargain. I think I'm going to back off the bidding. What about you, Rance?
If I win, I'll let you have the drinking straw.
Okay,
That's a compromise. That's a compromise.
Because I'm backing out altogether.
Everything he did for poetry. I love his haikus, his limericks. I love everything he did for the liberal arts. I really do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome. I just don't want my organization to have a bad rep anymore.
Yeah.
You and your whole organization, look, this is what I voted for this administration. I didn't vote for this.
Hey, just stay away from the Confederate flag and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
My vote's supposed to matter, all right?
Oh, I've heard it does. It's
and I love your show, Don Smith. I love your show.
I appreciate that. You may hate my organization, but as long as you love my show,
I love your show.
We'll be all right.
I love what you're doing for the community.
Thank you. Yeah, cleaning up some debris before I came here. So
yeah,
I love it
was a wreck.
Yeah, no, I'm always doing something good for the community.
Vandalia, that's a community.
Yeah.
I live there.
I go there all the time. Clearly,
because nobody even talked to me. So
he loves
it.
So you're welcome.
All right. Well,
I love it.
We love you.
Thanks for calling in. It was good to hear from you, and good luck on getting the chair and the drinking straw.
Thank you.
I'm backing out because if I can't have it all, I don't want nothing. But I'm rooting for you now because I think I don't think Rance has earned it.
I heard his lips was on the drinking straw when it happened.
Oh, that could be. Makes it kind of more valuable, I guess.
It does.
Well, yeah. I guess that is
everything. Like every other tooth, you know how his teeth was, but that's neither here or there.
Oh, that is
Can't go wrong with DNA. I'm just saying. Ask OJ.
Is that Keith Irvin?
What up?
Yep, that's Keith Irvin.
Is that Keith Irvin?
Keith Irvin, yeah.
Keith Irvin, I love your comedy, Keith Irvin. I'm just calling in because I heard Ranson Karr was after my drinking straw.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was just the chair I was after. The drinking straw is all you, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love what you're doing for the community. Thank you.
Yes, and I will continue to do that.
Well,
Thank you.
I appreciate the call and the support, but we have to get on with the comedy rundown and probably take a break here. But
all right. Well, thank you.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Hey, thanks, Ed.
You're welcome.
we'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye. Oh,
that was funny.
Yep, gotta love it. Gotta love a good drinking straw. See, I always wondered if you put a crazy straw on one of those chairs, would it just drive around in circles real quick?
I don't know. That would be.
We need to test that.
We should. Next show.
We should have tested it on Stephen Hawking.
We'll outbid
Ed. We should have.
We'll outbid Ed and get the chair, and then we'll try it.
Because he'd have been going around in circles, that voice going, ah.
I think that was Ed. Do you think that was Ed?
I'm pretty sure that was Ed.
Yeah. He was kind of mixing me. I was either Morgan Freeman or Ed John. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. It could.
It was one of those two.
Well, we have Tracy Morgan on, so we have Morgan Freeman calling in.
Very famous.
We're getting
celebrities all over the place.
We're getting big time.
You're welcome.
Still haven't heard anything about getting Fluffy on next week.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, that's Gabriel Iglesias coming in. So I submitted all the stuff. I just haven't heard back yet. So, but I do have Lori Graves supposed to be on next week. So that's if we can't get Gabriel Iglesias, Lori Graves is awesome. That's the queen of Chillicothe comedy.
That's right.
There.
She is off the hook, man.
Absolutely,
she's definitely the hardest working woman in
that
area of Chillicothe. There.
Oh yeah,
funny. She was at the Hannah's Monday night.
Was
Jackson's open mic. Oh man, closed it out. Just 4 people. I mean, there's 4 people. The rest were comics.
I think the first time I met her was one of the worst sets I've ever had. I mean, she killed, but my set was when you know which one I'm talking about because you were hosting. That was an outdoor show. The one Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. That was, I was basically, but I forgot my whole set about 5 minutes in.
Oh yeah, that was.
And I
my
was supposed
benefit.
to do, I was supposed to do 10 or 15 minutes, and about 5 minutes in, I'm yelling for Keith to get the hell back up.
Oh,
Yeah,
And he's inside the bar.
Everybody bombed. It was bad.
Yep, except for Lori. She came
Oh
in,
yeah,
and she came in and
closed it out.
crushed it. So.
She's a professional, man.
just to be clear, Ed John is now on my Facebook Live denying that it was him. He said it was not him, but he said to tell you what's up.
Well, that's good, because that means we
Morgan
at least have,
Freeman.
that means Morgan Freeman. is
Morgan
listening to
Freeman
the
called
show,
in,
and that's
Morgan
fantastic.
Freeman.
And calling in. Not only is he listening, he's actively participating.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's what we want from Morgan Freeman. It's active participation. We don't want.
I'm just glad I'm making him proud with what I'm doing for the community.
Well, yeah,
Right,
that's the important part. So,
I was hoping
all right.
you'd feed a homeless or two, but that's all right.
Yeah, no.
a homeless or two,
I don't do it.
just feed a homeless or two every now and then.
Yeah, just don't pick up stuff, you know.
There's a reason they call them lazy Sundays. There's nothing better than sitting around and enjoying the comforts of a good book. But what book should that be? Well, every Sunday, Eventide brings you The Bookseller, hosted by Jessica Gillen. Each week, Jessica breaks down a different book and tells you everything you need to know before cracking it open and getting lost in a whole new world. Tune in every Sunday for The Bookseller with Jessica Gillen, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Food over there.
All right. All right, we're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with guest co-host Ranson Karr and Keith Irvin from #ComedyAintEasy. And you were going to tell us about D Strong Productions, so we didn't get the wrong idea, which most of us already have.
Yeah. D Strong is not my anatomy, people. Get that out the way. D Strong is a friend of mine. She was 41. She passed of leukemia within a year of maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So she was a good friend of mine. And I watched her go through it and how strong she was the whole time. So, which was that benefit you were talking about, that outside Darlene's her name. So I just put it D Strong Productions, everything positive, because she kept it positive to the last day before she passed. So that's what D Strong is. So
Okay. Not humorous at all.
It's not
There's
humorous.
nothing to do,
There's nothing.
It's okay.
It's just.
But it's meaningful.
It's meaningful, yeah.
It's got a lot more meaning than I thought it did.
Right, yeah.
Every time I saw it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
promoting the.
No,
Well,
I'm not.
you gotta
out
promote
there.
that
I'm
too,
54, dude. That ship has sailed. It just do what it do.
Yeah, it might have been a little different name. Man.
Right. Can we take a break? Productions.
Yeah.
Yep. It's D.
D napping now.
Yep. D Rest Productions.
So anyway.
Deflated D production.
Yeah.
All right, now get off my D.
Yeah.
Get off my D.
Yep. Get off his D, Rance. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
Yep. Just loses all control when he gets in here. First
Oh, man.
he's trying to wipe sweat off my eyebrows. Somehow we've turned this around on you now.
Yeah. It's all right.
And I
what
haven't
the
even
co-host
made
is,
fun
right?
of your Starbucks yet.
Yeah, I was waiting. As I bought it, I thought.
I
Yeah,
just
he-
noticed it. I was like, oh.
I was like, I wonder how quick I can chug this so Don doesn't see it, but it was too hot. And I'm a sissy when it comes. I got to drink lukewarm coffee. I can't drink hot coffee.
Me too.
And he
Because
didn't
too
bring enough
hot.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife can literally pour it in a cup, put her cream in it, and then put it back in the microwave and warm it. I'm like, why do you do that?
Wow.
And then she'll sip on it for a couple minutes, and then she warms it back up again. And I go, what? Why does it have to be that hot? It's like,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't need to be that hot. It's,
Yeah.
it's kind of like hot food, spicy food. And if it's so hot you can't taste it, what's the
Yeah.
point?
what's the
I
point?
like
Yeah.
spicy food, but I don't want it where it's like painful.
Right,
You know?
exactly. You don't want to do the ghost pepper challenge,
Right.
is what you.
Yeah, I don't want any part of that. No way.
Me either, because that's stupid.
Because it hurts
Right.
then and then it hurts again later.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
yeah.
no,
You're,
thank
you're,
you.
from both ends. You're
Yes,
just-
exactly.
Like rough sex. Why would you?
D Strong.
Be strong.
Hashtag, baby.
Can we like change what the meaning is? Like, can you
Are we
edit
getting
that out
another
and then
call?
we'll
This
do?
is like the most calls. What's that?
Can we edit out D Strong, like his whole meaning, and we'll make our
I
own
was gonna.
voiceover?
No, just kidding. Hey, we're getting another call. This is like a callful show here. This is the life. You're on the air.
I am calling from Wakanda. I wish to speak to your host from Wakanda.
I have a host.
Your show from Wakanda.
Well, we are international.
That's nice.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got viewers all over the
We love your
place.
show here in Wakanda, and we want to say thank you for all you do for entertainment in Wakanda. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
Thanks again, Ed. You're fantastic.
I'm kind of an idiot. Where exactly is Wakanda?
Wakanda. This is not Ed. You don't not know Ed.
You don't
but
know
I'm calling
Ed?
from Wakanda.
You don't know any Eds at all in Wakanda.
I have my vibranium iPhone in my hand, and I'm calling from Wakanda to say thank you for everything you do in Wakanda.
What kind of iPhone?
It is made of vibranium. You would know this if you saw our movie.
Oh,
I have sources that tell me you have not seen our movie.
I have not.
We have not got to see Black Panther yet. It's nothing to
I hear
do.
another white man say he has not seen the Black Panther movie.
Oh, you haven't either?
I haven't seen it.
Movie, Keith?
Oh, man.
But I
I'm
don't go
going
to
all
the
way
theater
from
very
Wakanda.
often.
I don't have time
Yeah,
for the
folks
game.
in Wakanda are going to be really upset.
Yeah, it's them and Ed. Like,
Ed's on
I
that
do
lot,
not
too.
know
Well, you
the
know
game
they're
you were
gonna-
thinking of, but I love the life, and we have many students at Wright State University. So I would like to say thank you.
you guys in Wakanda should get a life.
Hey,
We love your show.
don't upset my international viewers. Listen,
Right,
Sorry,
right.
sorry.
That's an
And they have
expensive
superpowers
call
there,
right
so
there.
yeah.
exactly. That's
you
imagine
would not talk to the king of Wakanda in this
Oh,
show.
this
I
is
am
the king.
I am
Oh,
the
wow.
king. I am the Black Panther. I am the Black Panther, and you would not speak to me in this show.
I'm gonna Rance. We're
You
gonna
would not
have to see
speak
the
to me
movie
in this
now.
Yeah,
show.
no, actually,
I
me and
sold
Don
over
had
$1 billion.
plans.
I have sold over $1 billion in ticket revenue. You would not address the king of Wakanda in this manner.
Did Ed get fired from his job?
I don't know, but
I would not
I
have
think he
this
did.
insubordination. I would not have this constant insubordination
This-
spoken to me.
this ain't the life anymore. This is the open mic.
Yeah, yeah.
He get this 5 minutes in.
I stand for the first Killmonger, and then I would not have this insubordination.
Ask him if
I
you
did
ever
not
heard of the
know Arnold
Deltones.
Schwarzenegger was from
I
Wakanda.
would
What'd you
not-
call him?
Sorry, Arnold Schwarzenegger, African American.
First Killmonger, and now I would not have this insubordination.
All right. Well, King, thank you for calling.
T'Challa.
Tra-la-la. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, does Wakanda have 3-piece Wednesday like we do at least?
We have 6
Asking for a
pieces.
friend.
We have 6 pieces. 6.
Say that. Get it out.
What kind of quiche?
We have 6 pieces and unlimited biscuits in Wakanda.
To wipe your phone off on that one.
Yep, 6 quiches and biscuits. That's what I
I had all y'all. Later.
see ya.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think Ed's unemployed.
Yeah, I was wondering, did he just completely leave his job? He's got.
Yeah. He
Yes, he
did.
did.
I'm not going to lie.
He's
I
about-
like this.
Yeah.
I like this that
He
he's
He's
doing.
did.
he's about to-
Well, I heard he was gonna move,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, he left his job.
I heard he was going to move.
He's still hanging
like,
around for a little while till his lease is up, and then actually he's heading back to. Was that? Is
He
still
said,
on
"I'm
Facebook
done.
Live?
I'm
He's
done."
done.
until Dan comes in, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and then
yep, Ed, thanks, thanks for calling in.
Ed,
That was
made,
awesome.
Ed made this really fun.
Yeah,
That was funny.
all right.
Yeah, I actually heard on your show last week you guys were talking about him moving, and I was like, wait a minute, I still got to film him in one more scene.
Yep, you
I
better
literally
hurry.
messaged him right away. He's like, no, I'm not leaving yet. He's
No.
like, it's not going to be that quick, but I am leaving.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we got to
He's
film
chasing
this.
it. He's chasing his dream. Good for him.
Well,
man.
yeah, you
He's
got to
young.
because
I like Ed.
yeah.
Ed's a good guy.
Yeah, you got to do that before you're tied down to the wife and the house and the
Yeah.
club.
Or
and-
Wait a
just
minute. I ain't got none of that. I'm still here.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You were chasing the wrong
Not
dreams.
as strong as we
Right.
thought.
You were chasing the wrong dreams, Keith.
I was chasing the dream of.
Yeah, you were even a secret HVAC tech.
I was undercover.
HVAC tech.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't know what I know.
Oh, great.
Uh-oh.
He's actually here.
Yeah, we're about to be invaded by our own military.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Should we hit a couple of news stories before we sign off? So, some of these I haven't seen in a while because they're like every now and then I have to kind of like products on a grocery store shelf. Every now and then you got to put the stuff that's about to be outdated forward. So some of these stories I haven't actually read in about 3 weeks.
All right.
So I don't know what we're getting into here. Police say a damning clue led to the arrest of a Pennsylvania man charged with stealing a pot of meatballs. Red sauce smeared on his face and clothes. Authorities in Luzerne County have charged 48-year-old Lehman Glenn Robert Potter. What a name. What is that? Oh, gee.
That was me. Sorry.
I thought you had gas over there. Now we know who really stole the meatballs, Rand. Authorities have charged 48-year-old Lehman Glenn Robert Potter with burglary, criminal trespass, and theft by unlawfully taking. Theft by unlawfully taking. Why don't they just say theft? Is there theft by lawfully taking? You lawfully took it. It's not theft. Why do you have to... Laws. For allegedly swiping a pot of meatballs from a man's garage on Monday. Why the man was keeping meatballs in his garage, no one knows. Police say the victim reported his meatballs missing and told officers around 2:30 p.m. Monday that he saw Potter standing in front of his house with red sauce on his face and clothes. The pot was found on the street. It's unclear if Potter washed the sauce off before he was arrested a short time later. So, have you ever had to call the police and say that your meatballs are missing?
I was just wondering how many times you're going to say pot in there. Like pot, Potter, pot.
I'd say if you're going to go into another man's garage and steal his meatballs, there's probably pot involved.
Yeah, I'd say that he knew something was going on. He knew those meatballs were in there. He knew what he was after.
Yeah, he had.
Listen, I'll do some things for some meatballs.
Why is this man cooking meatballs in the garage?
That's
what I want.
that's
Why
another
wouldn't
good
he?
question.
Is that not a thing that we do?
We got this thing called a kitchen where I'm from. I mean, I know you're from West Carrollton. And
Or at least it's not Vandalia.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I do know where you're from.
I just thought everybody cooked meatballs in their garage.
Yeah,
only at Christmas.
Yep. Oh, Christmas meatballs. Yeah, you got to cook those in the garage to get the good oil and fuel flavor.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't. I've never cooked meatballs in the garage, and I don't know if I would eat garage meatballs.
You would,
if they were really good. If they were really
how
good,
you gonna
meatballs,
know unless you try them and you're gonna try them? You're like they're really good.
Well, you can tell if a meatball's gone bad by the smell.
Ugh. I don't want to wait that long.
Right.
Yeah.
And if he's reporting it, how many days later did he?
Yeah, that's why the guy ate the meatballs. He was afraid they were going to go bad.
He did him a favor.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Exactly. He was going to have rancid meatballs, not ransom.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
He was going to have bad meatballs in his garage. We can't have that. Yeah, Ranson Karr.
I've heard that one. I've heard ransom. I've heard I've heard it all. Yeah. It's enough.
Yeah. RV King.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, that's you gave me that one. That was all you.
Elvis Presley is officially running for a congressional seat in Arkansas, but don't confuse him with the rock and roll icon unless he's performing. Elvis D. Presley performs shows as the late superstar Elvis A. Presley, but he's also now filed to run libertarian nominee, challenging Arkansas Republican Representative Rick Crawford. Both men filed paperwork on Monday to run for the first congressional district in eastern Arkansas. Crawford has represented the area for 4 terms. Presley has previously run for Arkansas governor, land commissioner, and state legislature. Elvis Presley's back in the news. So,
Elvis D. Presley.
And yes, if I have to wonder, is that his birth name, or did he change his name? Because if that's his birth name, in Arkansas, I can definitely see it.
Right.
But I can also see somebody that's an Elvis impersonator legally changing their name.
That could be.
To run for...
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds his last name was Presley?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Jeff Jackson did it.
Jeff Jackson.
Eddie Murphy, Jeff Jackson. You never seen that movie when he run for?
Oh, great. We're about to
Congress?
look like bigger racists. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Y'all watch any
I
black
like that
movies?
movie.
How about Roots? Did
How
you
about
see that
Medea?
one?
I saw the entire Roots miniseries. Yeah,
Yeah.
Miniseries.
it was.
Yeah, they broke it
That's
up.
how it started. Yeah,
Is that
it was a
not
miniseries.
Is that a white thing too? Miniseries?
I guess I don't know.
We never put that on the end of, but that's all right. You're getting there. It's what 2018,
because it wasn't just a movie.
right? Yeah, it was a
Right.
series, but
It was a
you
series.
just say you could say
And
Roots.
when it first came out on
why would you
TV,
just
I
watch
was
one?
a youngin, and the whole thing.
I watched Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
I know what's
So
up,
what?
son.
I said, yo.
Mean Streets of West Carrollton. I knew what was up.
West Carrollton.
or Vandalia, whichever.
Or Vandalia.
Whichever bio you're reading.
Yeah.
That's right. I would drink my Starbucks, sip on my Starbucks up on the porch, worried about my life day after day.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I was trying to think of the Gin and Starbucks song, but
Is there a Starbucks song?
If there
I mean,
is,
you
I
would
need to know it.
I was going to say, yeah.
I'm trying.
You should be singing it
I'm
right
trying to
now.
be their like spokesperson. And they're just not. They haven't hired me yet. But I think I'm in the running.
Yeah.
Me and Elvis D. Presley.
Yeah.
right.
Yep, I'm sure he drinks Starbucks. Do they have Starbucks in Arkansas?
My brother lives in Arkansas. I should text him and ask him.
Yeah, you should, because I mean, I don't even know if Arkansas is,
That's coffee.
has people.
They definitely have coffee. Because I asked him one time. I said, if you drink a lot of coffee, this is a stupid story. If you drink a lot of coffee, do you get dehydrated? And he was like, no. And I was like, I just feel like I always got to drink a ton of water when I drink a lot of coffee because I get all the water I need from my coffee. So they've definitely got coffee there.
Yeah. Well, I think like most of the South, you're either drinking coffee, tea, or booze. That's really There's
he
no
actually lived in a
in-between.
dry county in Arkansas. How about that? For a while.
Oh, that
It's not
doesn't
anymore.
matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It actually makes
Because
it worse.
you go a county over, and
Yeah,
you
they
can get all you
stocked
want.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you stock up, and then like everything else, you stock up. You're going to drink more of it
Right.
because you have it.
You know what? I'll try to bring him in on Facebook Live and see if he can,
Yeah,
if he can answer the question
the,
for us.
the Arkansas Starbucks question. Authorities say a Massachusetts trolley driver paid a man $2,000 to attack him while wearing a Halloween mask, so the driver could fraudulently collect workers' compensation and disability insurance. A Suffolk County grand jury on Wednesday indicted Tom Lucy on charges of insurance fraud, workers' compensation frog. It's one of those workers' compensation frogs.
Wow.
Workers' compensation fraud, misleading a police investigation, and perjury. Prosecutors say the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority driver reported the man pulled him out of the trolley shortly after midnight on October 31st and punched him repeatedly. The attacker wore a mask and carried a plastic pumpkin. Why not, if you're going to beat up a bus driver?
Wow.
Or a trolley driver, sorry. Authorities say they lifted fingerprints from the pumpkin left behind at the scene. Why would you leave your pumpkin? That's first rule of beating up a trolley driver. Take the pumpkin. Yeah.
Make your pumpkin spice later. I see what you're doing.
Exactly. Fingerprints lifted from the pumpkin left behind at the scene to find the man, and that he said Lucy paid him for the phony attack.
Hey, Lucy. That's
Lucy.
my date. I paid her to do that too.
With a pumpkin?
Yeah.
Beat me with
Just
a
beat me.
pumpkin. It's Yep. D strong. See, it's hard to make fun of the name now, knowing the true meaning
I
behind
know.
it. And
I do
thank you,
feel
Keith,
like
for
it's a
ruling-
You guys
very-
are doing a pretty good job at
Listen,
it.
Well,
it's a
yeah,
very-
we're going to make fun of anything. It's
It's
what
a
we
very
do.
sweet,
Yeah.
nice thing that you're doing there, but I have to make fun of it on the other side.
Right.
Not
Well,
for
that's what
what it really
comics
is.
do.
What
Yeah.
it really is, it's a beautiful thing. But what
Right.
I want it to be, it's not.
Right. I feel you. I get it. We're comics. I get it. As long as the message get out there.
Exactly. And as long as people listen to hashtag or watch.
Yeah, you can watch
and
it
listen.
live. You can watch it right now.
Well, you
on
can you can
YouTube.
listen to it if your TV tube's not working, or if you still have a TV with a tube in it.
Right.
Then you probably
If
still
you
have.
do, yeah, you got other
probably still
issues
have
to
an
think
old
about.
transistor radio,
You need to-
and you're listening to us right now in a dark basement somewhere. And welcome,
just
welcome to the
creepy.
show. They know
Feels
that.
awfully homely for you, Don.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, he's not getting on live. I'm just gonna have to shoot him a text. We need the answers.
Okay, we do. We have to know. That's the $1 million question.
You can ask Siri, right?
Who?
You think Siri's been to Arkansas? Give me a break here.
Yeah, exactly.
Siri's been there. Mine has.
Arkansas. I don't even think you can Google Arkansas. It'll
Is
come
there a
up with
Starbucks
Bill Clinton.
in Arkansas.
See, there we go. Just bringing in this new technology.
I found this on the web for Is There a Starbucks in Arkansas?
Yes.
That's late.
That's it?
Yeah, she didn't even answer. I don't even believe D. Strong over here.
No. Oh, he's showing you.
It's
We
showing
can't
you where
show.
it's at.
Oh, you could have typed that. I don't believe you. I don't believe anything you say. You're
So
a
is
liar.
it just the one, though?
Here you go, Rock.
It's just one in Little Rock.
I'm getting off a bad reflection there. People are getting dizzy.
This is good radio right here. You
We
guys
are-
matching
We're
your
on
phones up
Starbucks. They
together.
ain't giving us no money.
Yeah,
What's
we're
that about?
advertising Starbucks in Arkansas, which apparently they
Well-
only have the one, according to Siri. Is it at least in Little Rock? Is it in the
Well, I didn't know you wanted me to look and tell you where it's at. What, were we going?
Yeah, road trip, man. Life radio
I'm
show
down. Let's
road
do
trip.
it.
We're
It's going to be a great afternoon.
absolutely. You didn't know you were signing up for all this. You thought a couple-hour radio.
Yeah,
show.
no,
Nope.
this is
It's
far
a road
better than I even
trip
imagined.
to Arkansas because I want to see if their Starbucks tastes the same as ours.
I would say yes.
Probably, yeah.
I'm getting the answers.
You're getting the
Depending
answer.
on that Arkansas water, I don't know. It could be.
That's true. That could be a whole different thing because I'd say there's definitely something in the water in Arkansas.
they actually have springs that they drink out of, like water springs. I've drank out of it. It's pretty tasty. All right off the mountain. Or it could have been my brother peeing up the top of the rock. I don't know. But either way, it tasted pretty
saying,
good.
yeah.
What was you drinking is what I want to know.
It was lemonade
Are
straight
there
off the
mountains
mountain.
in Arkansas?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know there were mountains
Yeah.
in Arkansas. I
Yeah.
thought that was like more middle of the country where there
No,
wasn't
there was-
anything other than.
Unless my dad lied to me and said we were in Arkansas, but that's where we were.
Yeah,
It's
you were
like
in
the
Colorado.
Ozark Mountains.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
so
Ozarks.
up,
I got you.
was that northeast of Arkansas?
Yeah,
area.
okay. I saw the series on Netflix.
Oh, gosh.
I forgot that's where that was. Yeah, but they didn't look like mountains to me. They just looked like
Hills with
lakes. Yeah,
Bush
And
on it.
well, I knew they had hills in Arkansas because they got hill folk, but
Yeah, it's a totally
hillbillies.
different. We were
Yeah.
out there and like you got to watch out for everything out there. You got snakes and trees and bears and I was not like
Oh, yeah.
Ohio. Watched walking through and garter snake, look out! You know, like
Eek.
Right. Oh, you
Yeah.
got big.
you got stuff to worry about there.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
All right. On the note of black snakes, we're going to go ahead and get. It's time to go ahead and take a break. Keith Irvin, thank you for coming in. You can stick around if you want, if you've got
cool.
nothing to do. But of course, you third shifter, you can go home and sleep if you want to.
Oh, I can do that too. I'm single, so I got options. I
You
can
got
do any damn
options.
thing I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, I'll probably have you move to the side over here if that's all right with you. Well, we'll discuss this off air, so
Right.
we're not using up valuable radio
There you
time
go.
discussing a seating chart.
Thank you for having me, Don. I really appreciate it.
It's always good to have you in. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we will be back here shortly.
If there's one thing that's true about wrestling fans, it's how much they like to talk about wrestling. Join Aaron Lopez and Ben Norsworthy for the Top Rope Wrestling Podcast.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Tune in every episode and be ringside as these two break down all of the big matches in the world of professional wrestling. Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
All right, we are back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with guest co-host for the week, Ranson Karr. Keith Irvin's decided to stick around, and we welcome back from his world tour, Dan Dean.
What is happening, Don?
We have missed you around here. We really, really
No,
have.
I mean, what is happening here? You get Ranson on the whole 2 hours, but Keith and I only get an hour apiece. So, like he's holding the black man down over here.
2%,
He's only
I'm
allowed to
telling
have-
you.
only
He's
allowed to
still
have
here.
An hour.
Hey Don,
He's
let me,
still
let me
here.
ask you a question.
There's
Did
a
you-
certain percentage.
Clearly.
That's why I invited Keith to stick around because I remembered you were only 2%. So we stayed within range.
Did you
And
get a Christmas card from
besides,
Dan
Ed-
Dean?
Ed John called in twice.
This needs to be addressed. Did you get a Christmas card from Dan Dean?
I did not.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Listen.
And I was hurt.
I was very hurt.
There are only a certain number of Christmas cards I can send out. Keith, did you get a Christmas
Yes,
card?
sir. I surely
of course
did.
he did.
I take care of the
Of course
brothers.
he did.
And the family did.
Reverse
too. They
racism. I
appreciate
see
you.
what's
right.
up.
Yep.
Okay.
Man, I tell you. I'm gonna have to get one of those DNA tests.
Yeah.
done, just to see.
Dan's got Irish. He's black. He's white. He's a soldier. He's dabbing in everything.
Yes.
Like he literally is just.
I've heard he's tried comedy before too.
He's the We
I'll
Are
get
the
there
World
one
of
day.
Comedy.
Is that your phone still
No.
doing that?
You know it is. That's your co-host.
Shut up, Keith.
My co-host, every time his phone does that, I'm thinking he's farting over there because it
Maybe.
vibrates this whole table.
Maybe he is. Apparently, that's a thing that's been happening in here a lot.
Well, yeah, Keith had to run over the couch to take care of it.
Yeah, he had to move over by me.
Well, yeah. So how was the Middle East? How was the comedy scene over there? More importantly,
We talked about this before. It was a good time over there. I ran that mic over there, full house just about every time we went in there. It's different when you're on a military base. Everybody's kind of trapped. They don't have anything else to do. Kind
There's
of
a
starved
captive
for
audience.
Yeah, captive audience. So they just come out and watch some comedy.
cool. Well, it's good to have you back in the States. We were all concerned that we actually had a discussion. I can't remember who about you coming back without legs or something. I can't even remember what it was, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, still be taller than Wendy Ferguson.
Because we were talking about Gary Henry having to carry both you and Wendy on stage with
I can hang on his back, and Wendy can go on the front. Balance him out a little bit there.
Yeah. That's what we were. I won't say hoping for, but that's something. If we saw Gary carrying both of you up there, we probably wouldn't. We wouldn't have hated it. It would have been
nobody
pretty
would
fun.
have. That would have been.
Were you stationed in like Arizona or something like that?
Yeah.
I was wondering how you had Facebook so much.
I might as well have been. It was like a vacation resort over there where I was for most of the time. I was up in Iraq for a minute, and that wasn't so great. But yeah, we had basically all the amenities at home. The only thing that I didn't really have, I couldn't see GIFs on my phone. Or GIFs, however you want to pronounce that.
Right.
There was a large discussion about this, and it's GIF, for sure. I couldn't see those on my phone, and I couldn't see Facebook videos. And so I couldn't see Facebook Live videos and people post videos of whatever. I couldn't see those. Those were, for some reason, blocked on
Oh, they were
Facebook.
blocked, so it wasn't like a bandwidth issue. It was just blocked from on base.
Right. Well,
just in general.
on the computers that we used.
Oh.
If I got on my phone, if I was able to find a Wi-Fi connection, which they were few and far between, if I was able to do that, I could see them on my phone, but not on the computers that we were able.
Trump
to use.
wouldn't allow it.
Right. Well, yeah, you can't have. You can pull that microphone closer because we're barely picking you up. So I have to keep adjusting everything.
I don't like the phallic symbols being too close to my mouth.
But you were going to town on that lollipop when it came in.
I didn't say I don't have an oral fixation.
Just not quite as big as the microphone. I got you.
Right. Right.
So you're out, Keith. D strong, not for Dan.
D strong.
They're right back at it again.
Right back on it.
So what are your plans now that you're home? Are you because you still have the podcast going?
Yep.
I wish I was laughing.
Yep. Need to get with my PIC, my partner in comedy, and set up some times to do some recording on that. Get Midget Radio back in action going on there. I'm trying to hit up as many shows as I can, open mics, showcases, whatever I can get on. Radio shows, podcasts, just trying to get back in the swing,
Comedy
to get back
ain't
in
easy.
the scene.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, well, I tried to do that, but Keith's been blowing me off,
He does
He's
that.
been
He
back
does
2
that.
days.
Been trying to get on his show, and he's been blowing me
We've
off.
known each other for 2 years before I even started doing comedy, and I still can't get on his show. So
I've done it 7 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were on one of the first ones.
I was.
Well,
I was,
when
yeah.
it keeps showing
I
up
think it was
at
the
my
second
door, Like that's the only way I can get him to get out of my kitchen.
Yeah,
That's true. I'm
That's
trying to
true.
get his meatballs. So
Yeah. Well, that's in his garage, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no,
so
no.
weird.
You don't cook your balls in the garage.
No, I'm strictly kitchen
You're a
balls.
kid. Strictly.
D strong
we have a title
meatballs
for the show now.
Oh, Lord.
Kitchen
But
balls.
Dan, I am going to get you on there, brother. Soon
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon
as long
we
as you
find a
bring
date.
Wendy,
Right.
then you can be on the show.
As per usual. Story of my life.
Oh god.
Hey, Dan, we'd love to have you on the show. Can you bring Wendy?
It's good to have you on the show just as you, though.
Yeah,
And
did you bring
instead of
Wendy?
did you? We didn't see her.
We
did
love that you're here.
That's
Did you
why
bring
I
Wendy?
stuck around.
Yeah, I've been having to ease myself back into my midget handling duties. Gary Henry tried to take over
I was
that.
going to say,
Yeah, he
was
did.
Gary ready to relinquish that duty?
Yeah, he tried to just step in like he's just been doing it his whole life. All of a sudden, I'm like, "Hey, guy, time out there.
Yeah, no,
I'm back.
appreciate it, but
I'm back. This
yeah.
is my job.
Well, yeah, you can't
I'm the
beat an
midget
original.
handler. Right?
That's what because you were the original midget handler.
Guys
Yeah.
trying to step in,
How
take
dare
over
him.
for me. That's not.
It's not
Yeah,
how that
you-
works.
You,
Not
got to watch
kosher.
that. Now, as far as the I Wish I Was Laughing comedy shows, you've had somebody else
Yep.
running those when you were out. Are they relinquishing duties? Or are you just kicking everybody out?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
gone
awesome,
for
good.
Now,
Right,
so
Daddy's home.
Joe Young has been doing those shows for me, and he's been doing a great job. So I'm trying to keep him on as many as I can when I book some shows, trying to get him some more exposure, some more stage time, get him paid a little bit,
Yeah,
do
there
some
you go.
hosting. But there's been a few conflicts with his schedule right now, so he's on some, he's not on some. But I don't forget the little people. Once I'm not just gonna blow
That's
him
the
off
first time I've
completely.
heard you say little people. Usually,
Yeah.
Well,
usually you
Joe's not a midget. He's more like a cancer patient.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, I think we had an episode where we were talking about him in comparison with Gollum from the Lord of the Rings.
yeah, that's absolutely right.
I feel like you should just handle all this with violence. I feel like that way people know where you're coming from.
What's he
Just
handling
take
with
them all
violence?
out.
Just take his shows back, take his
just
midget back.
violently, just
Violently.
a violent takeover.
Yeah, I picked up a shillelagh a couple days
I
ago.
saw that. I was
Yeah.
hoping you'd bring it in with you.
I'm going to be carrying that on stage with me from now on to discourage any hecklers.
What's that you say?
Yep, smack him.
I didn't hear you.
Smack him in in the face with your shillelagh. That's what.
Yeah,
Good true Irishman. That's what,
Black Irish,
black. Yeah, black. I always
Literally
forget about the 2%.
Black Irish.
always forget about that 2%. Right.
Yeah,
And they
it's
never seen
just totally wrong.
Black Panther. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you
Crazy.
seen it, Dan?
Absolutely.
Okay, of course.
I
you
mean,
have.
I don't know if you saw, but I'm scheduled for the sequel to Black Panther next year.
Yeah, 2%
2%
Black
Black
Panther.
Panther.
Black Panther 2.0, baby.
Yeah, well, 2.0%. So I don't even know where to go from there.
Thanks for coming in, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. It's good.
Thanks for having
Glad
me.
to have you back.
It's a good time.
Right.
If you don't have
Good time.
Wendy, you can see yourself out.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
It's cool. I've got the show to get to tonight anyway.
Yeah, I guess we'll call Gary next time we want Wendy to come in.
Ouch.
That isn't going to happen. He will find himself with flat tires.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be messing with you so much because you were training, doing some martial arts training over.
It was.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for several months and recently found out there's going to be a tournament here in August. So I'm going to get ready for that and I'm going to take part in that one.
Really? What branch of martial arts, or is it just?
Well, it's the Army branch of martial arts.
Oh, okay.
Modern Army Combatives. It's sort of the Army's version of MMA.
No, so a little bit of everything.
Based in ground fighting, jiu-jitsu, there's some boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, that kind of thing mixed in
Cool.
there a little bit. Try to make everybody a well-rounded soldier, well-rounded fighter to enhance combat survivability.
Yeah, and save on ammunition. If
And handle Facebook.
Ammunition
right,
is
and
always
and
first.
to take your comedy shows back,
Right.
That's right.
and your midget handling duties.
The only thing that would make this even better is if like you get Wendy back and then Gary gets another midget and he starts toting her around and like there's this whole epic battle.
Like the whole Hillbilly Jim and King Kong binders.
Yes, exactly. The two Undertakers, just have the showdown.
Yeah. Speaking of extra midgets, if you guys didn't know, I do have a show in London on April 24th with the artist formerly known as Hornswoggle from the WWE.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. He and Wendy on there are going to have double the midgets, double the fun on that show.
Wow. Now, what, London, Ohio, I'm assuming?
Yeah, London State Theater.
Because you world tour, so I'm just trying to make
sure
this
that one's, we're staying local.
Keeping it local.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good. It's good to have you back in the local scene instead of, it was good to share you with the world for a little while.
The Middle East wasn't quite ready, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that would be.
How did you get your comics there? Were these just guys that wanted to try it, or did you do an open mic?
I did an open mic, and when I got there were a couple guys who had tried some comedy. They'd been doing some open mics back in the States, and they were more than happy to hop on there, and they helped me out with some talent on my first couple of shows. And then with that, we had a couple guys in my unit who wanted to jump in there and give it a try. One guy had done it a couple of times already and decided he was going to use that for him to kind of express himself and relieve a little bit of stress and tension.
Right.
And then a couple other guys watched it. And they were like, you know what? I think I'm going to give this a try. So they came out there.
That's cool.
And they did it. And then there's another guy who came in towards the end who actually worked in one of the comedy clubs down in Alabama. And he was happy also to get a little bit of stage time while he was deployed before he can get back there into his scene. So there was never really a shortage of people who wanted to do comedy, and we made it a true open mic. There were a lot of times we had people on there playing guitar and singing. We had some poetry.
Okay, so you did like a well-rounded open mic.
Yeah.
Okay,
But most of the time, it was mostly, if not all comedy, it was 90% comedy.
Right.
Now, did you open it up outside of the base or just on base?
Yeah, just on post.
Just on base, because
it's a huge pain in the
kind
ass
of
to get
interesting.
on and off post just in general without trying to set that kind of thing up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I guess I could probably find a spot to do it.
Well, no, I mean bringing people in from Kuwait.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think that's a thing
looking
there.
for local talent in
No,
Kuwait.
I don't think that's a thing there.
Yeah, not a lot of Kuwaiti comics.
Nah.
The greatest thing ever be if Ed
Yep,
called
I'm
in again.
trying to go
I can't
He probably
even
listened to the first
impersonate
show.
one.
Yeah, I was listening.
It'd be great if Ed called in as like the Kuwait guy that didn't get stage time because he wasn't on base.
Now you know he's going to do
Oh,
it right.
man, that would have been the greatest call
Just
ever.
wait
Yeah,
for it.
he
Mad at
was
Dan.
probably dialing, and now that you gave it
Wait
away, it's
for
like,
it.
oh,
Yeah,
man.
you just gave
I don't even know if he's listening this time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
He's unemployed. He's listening. What else is he going to do?
He's in the building somewhere probably.
A comedian, unemployed.
Yeah. Can
What's
you
that you
imagine?
say?
Now, have you met Ed? Was Ed doing?
No,
shows
I've
with-
never
okay.
met him. He
I
was
wasn't
he
sure.
was on last time when I called in. He was on the show, but
Yeah.
no, I've never met him in person.
He's a lot of fun. He's allegedly he's called in twice on the show so far.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It could have been Morgan Freeman.
We think it was Morgan Freeman. We're
Yeah,
hoping.
I was going to say there was never any confirmation on the first. I didn't catch the end of the second one. I caught the Wakandan calling in, but I didn't catch the end of it.
Yeah. So I think we're going to take a little break. I'm going to cue up some music here.
Oh, Lord.
I don't think Keith wants any Potter's Field. Are you done with Potter's Field for the show? Or are you?
You know, I was listening to that CD all the way over here. I'd rather get something.
You got worn out on it. Okay.
I didn't think you played
Well,
anything
we'll,
with Pottersfield.
What's it? Yeah, we got a couple others.
Got
that
some
you've been,
powdered
yeah.
donuts. I'm hungry.
The weekend is over. Monday is here, but that doesn't have to be the end of your fun. Every week, Ellison Smith brings you a new episode of Saltwater Gaming, breaking down video games of all different genres, consoles, platforms, and eras. Get it all every Monday on Saltwater Gaming, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
All right, we are back on the Life Radio Show. I have plenty of reservations about being back on the radio show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with my guest co-host for the week, Ranson Karr. Keith Irvin sticking around still well into the second hour, still raring to go. And Dan Dean. Dan, I won't be there. Dean is here. He can't say he won't be here. Here he is. It's good to have you back, and it's just all around good.
I know you already said that, Don. You don't need to suck up to me anymore.
Well, you're one of the guys that run shows.
Well, we'll get you on. We'll get you on.
He wants to get
so
booked.
you should be used to this by now. I'm trying to get back into this stuff.
Well, Angie came across a little racist early on, Don. I'm going to be honest with you. You treated Dan like he was under you. So,
a second-class citizen, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not right.
Are you kidding? I moved Keith for him.
Yeah.
See what we're talking about here?
Yeah. See what you're dealing with.
Oops. Oh,
Ranson's one of the white guys who gets it. You know?
Yeah, I just understand things.
I'm gonna have to go see Black Panther, I guess, just to make up for it.
Such a good movie. I loved it.
Black Panther was fine, but there wasn't anything about it that made it any better than any other superhero movie.
See, that's the thing, because Ed John gives me crap for not having seen it, and I'm not a fan of superhero movies. I haven't seen any of the new. I haven't seen any Spider-Man. I haven't really seen any of the new Batman. I watched one of them. I was like, who cares?
If you don't like superhero movies, you won't like that one. Everybody keeps talking about how it's the greatest thing ever. It's the best show ever, best movie ever in Hollywood, and it's not. It's not anything better than any other superhero movie. It's good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it, but
Two words.
You see it, Keith?
2 words. No boobs.
No.
You know?
I'm just saying.
That's a movie Don's going to like then.
I said no.
He said no.
Oh, sorry.
Not 3.
Sorry. Misunderstanding.
Were you a total recall guy?
What's that?
You're a total recall guy?
Exactly. That's a great... Yeah, that's the thing. I've never really seen any of the comic book or any of the superhero movies. Never been all that thrilling for me. So,
I mean, I love them. I love all of them, and I love Black Panther too. It's not everybody was making it out to be so much more than it was.
They hyped it up a lot. Yeah,
my thing.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I'm not gonna lie. It was all right. I slept a lot.
You slept through it? Is that...
Some of it, yes, I did. I'm not gonna lie. I went to that new theater they've got over there in Westchester.
Oh, they got the reclining chairs.
Come out and they give you. Dude, I put that recliner back, and I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was at home.
Those theaters are conducive for a very relaxing evening, enjoyable.
Yeah, so I am gonna have to watch it again, but yeah, I agree. I didn't see the hype for it.
I mean, I may see it sometime when it comes out on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, you can watch it on Netflix. You can watch it at home. I understand.
But I in the privacy of my own home, so my neighbors up there, they don't think watching this.
I'm fine with that. Just don't let me hear anything about you going to see any of those white superheroes in a theater.
No, I wouldn't.
As long as we're even about it.
White superheroes and their capes, Don.
Right. We will call you
hear
out.
about that.
I think it's the tidy whitey that he likes with the superheroes.
They really turned on you, didn't they?
Man.
Yeah, get them, guys.
This is rough.
Don's terrible.
I think it's time for some news stories. 2 men have been arrested after 1 kilogram of cocaine was found in a pair of fake buttocks at a Lisbon airport. A Brazilian man carrying 2 cushion-like implants, which were attached to a pair of swimming trunks, was detained by Portugal's anti-narcotics agency. Later, another man was arrested at a train station under suspicion of being due to receive the drugs. It's not yet clear how police discovered the haul. My guess would be patent butts would be how they discovered it. It's a little lumpy on this side.
So a whole bunch of crack cocaine, huh?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Nice.
That's what you did there. Good job.
The cocaine stashed in the fake buttocks was equivalent to at least 5,000 individual portions of the drugs, police said. So the police know. I mean, are they talking their individual portions? Is that just how they decided to divide it up?
Is this
Where was it?
Booty,
Brazil?
A white booty?
Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
Lisbon.
I mean, all they had to do was give the cops some of them, and I'm sure they could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, apparently drug possession and use is decriminalized in Portugal, but drug trafficking may incur prison sentences of up to 12 years. So they can use it. They could have snorted the 1 kilo of cocaine, but they couldn't transport it.
I think that's kind of what they're getting into here in the States, too. I mean, with making marijuana legal, they're going to have a lot more of that issue on their hands here.
Yeah.
Transport it in your nose. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah. It's hard to fit a whole kilo up there, though.
Give it a shot.
I've heard it's hard to do. But I think we should decriminalize all of it. Just whoever doesn't make it.
You could probably transport a kilo in your beard.
Don't give my secrets away, Dan.
I'm just saying.
Now I might as well shave it off now.
We've seen him shaved.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Aaron Phillips recently shaved too. Kind of looks, after seeing him with the beard for so long.
Right.
That's somebody that should have been John Belushi in the Dead Comics show. About a week after an 11-year-old boy scraped his elbow while playing in a tidal pool on the California beach, pediatricians treating him for the resulting abscesses removed a small, hard object and were surprised to discover a live checkered periwinkle marine snail, according to United Press International. Dr. Albert Kate and his colleagues at Loma Linda University wrote in a case report that the snail's egg had apparently become embedded in the boy's skin when he scraped it. The mollusk later hatched inside the abscess. They said the boys took the snail home as a pet, but it didn't survive living outside its former home. What are you looking at? What are you looking at me like that for? You got nothing on the snail and the kid's abscess. Yeah.
How big was it after they removed it?
I don't know. He took it home as a pet, but it's just really hard to say how big it was.
It was big enough to eat. Escargot isn't too bad.
Yep, abscess escargot.
Definitely had some attachment issues with that one, didn't he?
Yep, yeah.
I mean, it was in his body once. He might as well put it back in his body. Saute it a little bit.
Exactly. That's all he was trying to do before. Eat elbow snail. Oh, is a delicacy. A new Oregon travel video seems to suggest that a visit to the Beaver State is more like a psychedelic acid trip. The anime-style video shows children riding giant rabbits, frogs reading newspapers, and caterpillars bicycling through the forest. And the clouds look like humpback whales. The video is part of a $5 million campaign to boost state tourism, according to Travel Oregon Director Global Communications Lene Gagliano, which if your name's Gagliano, you might as well try to get people to your state. I don't know what that means. We felt the only way
Apparently
to convey
he's
the
racist
incredible...
against Italian people, too.
What's that?
Apparently you're racist against Italian people, too.
This is a rough crowd. Anyway, the video I'm done. We're done with that one. Let's move on. Thanks, Dan. You ruined it.
Well, I was going to say Gagliano. That sounds like my ex-wife.
Yeah. How is that racist? I was just talking about the name Gagliano.
Right. You were saying how bad it was. She has to get people there because she's named that.
No, it's just what else would you do with that name?
Oh, yeah. Way to spin it.
What are you doing with
direction.
that? What? It's not like it's Dan Dean or something. Jeez.
Not everybody's blessed with a natural stage name, such as myself.
That's true. The alliteration makes it worthwhile. The city of Miami Beach shut down a nightclub on Friday after video surfaced showing a woman in a bikini riding a spooked horse into the crowd of people. The incident happened at the Mokai Lounge sometime between Wednesday evening and early morning hours of Thursday. Attendees at the event recorded the commotion and posted footage on social media. One video showed a man trying to pull the seemingly resistant horse into the club as a man and woman ride on top of the animal. The second video shows a woman on a horse amid a tightly packed group of people. The horse throws the woman off before slowly walking through the crowd as people cheer.
Slowly, like the horse threw her off and then strutted away.
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
said, "Yep, take that."
And everybody cheered.
And everybody cheered because that was apparently the highlight of the evening, was somebody in a bikini getting thrown from a horse.
Then the horse walked up to the bar, and the bartender said,
"Why the long face?" Exactly. Oh, that's we've hit a stall. I'm afraid to do any news stories because Dan has a problem with all of them.
Yes. I don't think it's necessarily the news stories. It's your racism, Don.
Oh, okay.
Pretty blatant today during the radio show.
And where are you from?
Exactly.
I'm from West Carrollton.
Yeah.
The mean streets of West
Vandalia.
The mean
Vandalia.
You're from Vandalia, is what I heard.
He's Serbian. What do you feel about the Serbs, Don?
Let me tell you, Dan. Great people. Every one of them. Fantastic people.
Way to recover.
What's that?
It's a way to recover.
No, there is no way to recover here. It's just we're done. See, I got to find news stories that Dan won't be upset with. It's enough to make anyone go nuts. Finding a bloody tooth in a bag of cashews. That's what a woman in Ravenna, Ohio, claimed happened one night last month while she was munching cashews as she drove her car with her mom. Nicolette Botsford said she suddenly felt something hard in her mouth.
I bet she did.
Yeah.
D Strong Productions.
She had a nuts. What does she expect? She's holding a bag of nuts and to find something hard in her mouth. What does she think is going to happen?
Yep, that's yeah, okay. See, that's why I paused after. She said she picked out the hard piece and gave it to her mother, because why not? Who turned the interior light on to examine it. The two were shocked to see what appeared to be a human tooth. She said, "I got very upset. I was crying. I threw up 2 or 3 times." Hospital confirmed the object was a human tooth, Botsford said, and noted a spot of dried blood on it. And there's something I want to point out. I highlighted the spot in here because when I go through these news articles, there are some that have hyperlinked to other things when when they hyperlink to things relating to that phrase. And for some reason, the phrase "I threw up 2 or 3 times" had a hyperlink. And I didn't want to click on it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
But I'm just wondering, I could see like the news station being hyperlinked, but why hyperlink "I threw up 2 or 3 times"?
Right.
It's very specific.
Especially if it like goes off keywords like hard nuts.
Right, right. Well, yeah, all those were hyperlinked from on my computer at home. But but I was just wondering why the hyperlink on "I threw up 2 or 3 times."
Right.
Did you click on it?
I was afraid to click on it, actually.
But did you?
I did not. I did not. That's why I'm asking.
I'm interested to see what comes up when you go to that hyperlink.
Yeah, I should have. But I wasn't feeling brave, and I was at work. So this was.
We don't click out.
Yeah, there's some hyperlinks you don't click on when you're on a company computer.
So I'm assuming this lady is going to sue the nut company.
She's gonna sue their nuts off, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And she's going to win either way. If she wins, she's going to get a good settlement from them, and if not, at least she'll get something from the Tooth Fairy.
There you go. First thing I'd do is
$10.
I guess you have a choice whether you
2% back, baby.
Yeah. What do you do in that situation? Do you wait for the Tooth Fairy, or do you, because you'd lose the evidence?
Yeah, I think you have to do the Tooth Fairy second.
Yeah, if the lawsuit falls through, then see if you can get it back out of evidence.
Right.
And do you get to take evidence back?
I don't think so.
After a court case, do you?
Does OJ have the glove? No, because it's part of the investigation.
Well, no, because he had to prove it. Because he had to prove
I didn't mean
it
to look
wasn't
at you
his.
when I asked that.
Why would OJ have the glove? It doesn't fit.
Right.
Why would he
clearly
even want
wasn't
the glove?
his?
He had to prove it wasn't his. He couldn't take it. Can I have my glove back? Would have been a dead giveaway.
Yeah, you're right. That would have kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my glove back.
Can I get those leather gloves back? I really like those.
They go with my golf clubs.
Yeah. Hey, on topic of that, not the OJ thing, the lady eating the tooth.
Be careful. You don't want to be called racist in here.
Yeah, no, he knows I'm not like you. I had a friend. I had a guy,
get out.
Guy at work. guy I worked with it was eating a Taco Bell one day, and he literally was eating a burrito or something and had a screw in the burrito, and he pulled it out.
I thought he meant he got a screw in Taco Bell.
And so he called them and said, I almost swallowed a screw that was in the burrito, and they never asked for it or anything. Like, they were like, all right, we're going to investigate. They just mailed him a check for like $2,000 or something, and they considered that payment. So when he cashed it, like it was a case settlement.
Right, yeah, he couldn't.
Like, they never checked or anything. I'm like, I could just like call these Taco Bells all around.
Yeah, you keep doing good living off of that.
Do what?
You make a good living off of that.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
No Starbucks.
Yeah, you could work.
I
on
like
your,
them too much.
Starbucks is terrible, dude.
All right, listen.
All right, here we
All right,
go.
you know what, buddy? I know some moves too, okay? And I'm not afraid to use them.
See, I let him off the hook today with the Starbucks. Get him, Dan.
Their coffee is terrible.
As long as it's not directed at you. I see what you're doing there.
Exactly. I got
Dunkin' Donuts, fine. Tim Hortons, fine. Starbucks tastes like it's burnt.
Tim Hortons
It
is
does.
okay, but it's not as good as it used to be because Burger King bought them. Starbucks is good. It's it's not good. It's great.
It's
First of all,
it's expensive.
it's expensive.
It's well
Tim,
worth
Tim,
the price.
Tim
Right.
Hortons
Second,
is way
if you
better
get
than
something that
Starbucks.
doesn't have coffee in it, it tastes pretty good. I got a pineapple black tea something or another.
And you make fun of me for pumpkin spice.
and
Yes,
it was
I do.
it's pretty good. But anything with the coffee,
I
in
can't
it
believe he
just
said that
doesn't-
on the radio.
No matter how much you frou it up, it's not good. It leaves a weird
Yeah.
aftertaste too.
See, he's judging you for frou-fruing it up, even though he just had
No,
a
I
pineapple
mean,
black tea.
listen, I thoroughly enjoy it. I would fight you for it if I have to.
I'll just give it to you.
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah,
want
I just
it.
need everybody to know how serious I am about Starbucks. That's all. That's all.
Man.
That's all.
He did. Well, I seen the video. He walked.
Yeah,
I
he,
did.
He was,
I
he
did.
was
I had
having
to walk-
work done.
I
and
think
he
it was
In the
walked
mean
quite
streets
a
of
ways.
Bellbrook.
Yeah.
So you know.
I
how
I think it
serious
was
am
like
about
2
this.
blocks.
Is that where
or
that
something.
came from?
No, this
Is there a
came
Starbucks
from
around here?
this came from Kettering. Yes, there is one right around the corner, actually.
Because when I was overseas, everybody knew there was Starbucks there. And so everybody sent me a whole bunch of Starbucks gift cards, which I couldn't use on base at Starbucks. So I've got like $100 worth of Starbucks gift cards.
I'll give you $50 for them.
All right.
He was going to give them to me until I opened my
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah, well, that'd basically be half price. That's almost what the coffee's worth.
And I'll take out Gary for you.
You mean like
You got a deal.
you mean like dating?
Of course.
Okay.
What
cool,
else would I
cool.
mean?
They're gonna go see Black Panther.
You're going to get a bag of cashews.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some Black Panther.
Yeah.
Hope for
Be
the best.
chewing on some nuts
And
by the
on
end
the
of
way
the night.
home, they'll screw in a Taco Bell. I think, if that's what I gathered from your story.
I got nothing. Way to go. Way to
Yeah.
spin it back around.
Well, here's the thing: you're guest co-host, and your job is to take the heat off of me. When I'm being,
I have not done
when
a good
I'm
job
being
of that
attacked,
today.
When I'm being attacked, like I was earlier, it's your job to intervene and take the heat. And
I
you
missed
just,
that part.
You
I'm
have
sorry.
let me down.
I have. But I did there. I picked it back up. And for the record, I would never want to fight Nandine. So. I just tried to sound tough for the radio show.
If you
Yeah,
take
we
Gary out tonight, you guys could go have some steak.
Okay, go on.
I mean, it's March 14th, right? Steak and BJ Day.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to email the wife right
Yeah.
now
So you absolutely should. Steak and BJ Day. Have a
because at
medium
least I
rare.
might be able to get a steak.
Right, yeah. And for all you folks who aren't married out there, you can take advantage of the whole holiday.
Yeah. So that's a whole holiday too.
Yeah, all day.
Sorry.
So does she buy the steak and give the BJ, or do I have to like? At
I
least
think you
buy
can
the-
work it out yourself. I mean, men can give women BJs
Yes.
too. It doesn't have to.
No, I was just talking
No,
about
Keith-
the steak. I don't
Keith,
have
it's
money
more
to
like
buy a
it's more
steak.
like what's a man got to do to get a steak around here?
What do you get for a 3-piece meal? Because I can pick up 2 of them
Yeah.
right now.
That's a different
Rolling like
holiday.
that.
Well, yeah, they need like HJ and 3-piece meal day next.
Your fingers are greasy already. Go for it.
Andy in a 3-piece.
Yeah, that's got to be as good as BJ in a steak
February
day.
29th.
Gotta give me a date.
Well,
me a
yeah.
date.
Oh man.
Oh my.
All right, we're going to go back to Oregon with this next news story.
So time out.
Oh, okay.
You're obviously from Ohio, by the way you say that, but I do have a friend who is from that state who takes a lot of offense at people saying Oregon. Because
Okay.
people who live there are adamant that it is called Oregon.
Oregon.
Racist son of a gun.
That's an O.
Right.
So, I don't, apparently they're pronouncing it wrong.
I tend to agree. And I don't know, maybe it's because of the
See, I don't live
district
I don't
that we
live in
have here.
Ohio.
Ohio.
It's not Ohio.
Ohio.
It's Ohio.
Right.
Well, I guess that wouldn't be Oregon. That's how I'm going to pronounce it now. Oregon.
Yeah, if we put an E on the end of it, then it would be Oregon.
It's Oregon with an O without the E at the end of it, Dan. It's not an
All I'm
I or an
doing-
E. It's an O.
All I'm doing is enlightening you.
My
to
name
the
isn't
plight
Din.
of the Oregonians.
My name is Don, not Din. There's no E at the end of it.
So if there were an E, your name would be pronounced Din?
No, it'd be Dun.
Right.
If there was an E instead of an O. Kind of like if it was Oregon, Gen, it would be Oregon.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And we're
Get
a standoff.
it's Oregon.
Hey, I didn't know possum was opossum. For
Flammable
real.
is also inflammable.
Huh?
Flammable is also inflammable.
That's crazy.
Okay.
I didn't.
Phew.
Relevant is irrelevant, which is a horrible word.
Yeah,
Thank-
but it's
thank you,
completely
Dan.
irrelevant. An Oregon woman accused of drugging kids at her daycare so she could go to the tanning bed and work out was sentenced to 21 years and 4 months in prison on Friday. January Neatherland
That's her name?
that's her name.
Oh,
Oh,
Here we
We're
go.
gonna make fun of
Here
her
we
name
go.
now?
Here we go. Now who are you going to say you hate?
Yeah, now I'm monthist. January Neatherland was sentenced Friday after pleading guilty in February to 11 counts of first-degree criminal mistreatment and 1 count of third-degree assault. The Oregonian reported. You got a problem with that one, too? There's the Oregonian.
No, that's how you say it.
Right, exactly. Oregon. The 32-year-old was arrested last year after police found 7 young children unattended at her unlicensed daycare, Little Giggles. Little Giggles, where she's drugging all the kids. According to authorities, Neatherland drugged the children with sleeping aid melatonin before leaving the facility to tan and work out. So
I mean, I can understand it. You got to get tan.
well, exactly. Yes, you.
I'm blown away by
Melatonin was her
name.
answer?
Yeah. What's that?
Melatonin was the answer?
Melatonin was the answer. Yeah.
There are so many
That's weak.
roofies out there.
I carry this
Yeah.
around just in case I need to get somebody down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are
No.
many other solutions out there that are much more powerful.
Mucinex,
So, do you have
Dayquil,
luck
NyQuil.
luring people to your van with Mucinex? Or?
Oh yeah, I don't have to lure them.
Oh, okay. You just
Yeah.
knock them out with it.
That's right.
Okay.
Where you parked at?
Over by the Starbucks.
There
Perfect.
you go.
Kill
I'm
two
sure
birds
that's
with one
where you-
stone.
Yep, I'm sure that's where you parked at too. We're going to do one more. We're going to do one more news story since we have a part Irishman in here. A blind Irish runner broke her second Guinness World Record by running 81.09 miles on a treadmill in the span of 12 hours. The record-keeping organization said Sinead Kane, who, am I pronouncing that right, Dean? Sorry. Who previously ran 7 marathons in 7 days to become the first blind female to complete a marathon on each continent, is headed to the record books a second time after she ran the 81 miles in 12 hours at a treadmill at the Clayton Hotel Gym in Ireland.
So what world record did she set?
She ran 81.09 miles on a treadmill in 12 hours.
And that's in what book?
The Guinness Book.
Guinness.
Guinness.
Because she's Irish and obviously a drunk. Is that what you're saying?
That's what they're saying.
So now black,
I knew you were
Irish,
and
Italian.
No, mostly just
This
the
is
Irish.
ridiculous.
Good job. How you looped all that around. That was impressive.
Man, that's funny. That's funny.
So she ran a marathon on a treadmill?
She ran 81 miles on a treadmill. Her that's her second Guinness World Record. Her first was not for drinking. It was for running for being the first blind woman to run a marathon on 7 continents. That was her first Guinness Book of Records record.
On a treadmill,
which is
or
far
running,
more
running?
impressive.
Well, the
because
marathon was actually, she ran the marathons, running. So I'm guessing with a hand out front.
What's that, the CNI dog? Or
Yeah, there you go. So
Beat
the
the hell
dog,
out of
the
people
dog
with
should be in the record too. Yeah, that's how she won the marathon. She just took all the rest of them out.
running a marathon, we're overlooking this, on 7 continents means she's run one on Antarctica.
That's what it said. Yeah, that's what. Yep.
That's
Let's see. They ran 7 marathons in 7 days to become the first blind female to complete a marathon on each continent.
Yeah.
Huh.
So apparently there is a marathon you can run in Antarctica.
I wonder if she did that on a treadmill too. Like went into one of the stations they have down there.
How would she know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably not quite as cold.
Not as cold as I thought.
Right.
Didn't expect it to be a little chillier.
It's full of it.
Oh, that's
The ice caps really are melting.
Yeah, wow. Global warming is a thing.
Yeah, what
I
a
guess.
joke.
Man. I think on that note, it's about time we wrap up because I can only be attacked so many times in one day.
I'm sorry
Thank
you.
you, Dan.
They still got to go home.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I still got
You
to
still
go
have
to
to talk
work.
to your wife
Oh, yeah,
about
that's
Steak
true.
and BJ Day. We'll see how you get attacked after that.
Yeah. I'd be better off just doing my own handy and 3-piece. I think that's where I think I'm where I'm at this
You can
point.
celebrate that every day of the year.
Exactly. It's the gift that keeps giving. All right. Well, Dan Dean, thanks for coming in. I'm glad you came all the way back from Kuwait to do my show.
Yeah, man. Thanks
That's
for having me.
He's got to catch a flight and get out of here now.
Yeah. You got to catch a flight, get back to work. Keith, always a pleasure. We'll see you later on this evening.
About 8 hours.
Yeah, you better go home and get some sleep.
You think I ain't?
Oh yeah. And Rance, even though you did a terrible job as co-host,
Thank you.
still good to have you in the studio.
Anytime.
And
I'll try harder next time.
Keep pushing that Starbucks. Eventually they might become popular.
You are going to freak out one day when you see like me doing a commercial for Starbucks. Like, that son of a gun pulled it off.
I did it.
How did he do it?
All right. On that note, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week. We should have Lori Graves in here, and maybe I'll hear something about Gabriel Iglesias. We'll see if we can get him on. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. This has been the Life Radio Show on WWSU 106.9 with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available in podcast form on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, and YouTube, as well as on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Be sure to like the Life Radio Show on Facebook, and if you have any comments or suggestions, email thelife1069@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week. You can check out wileyscomedy.com for all your upcoming shows.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence